Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Lim Reviews. Now in today's video, we're going to be doing a very interesting comparison. The comparison actually is comprising of the Honor X9 as well as the VIVO Y76. Now both devices are actually 5G compatible, and the reason why we are actually doing this comparison is because a couple of my friends recently, they actually asked me that should they actually purchase the just newly launched Honor X9 or should they go with the VIVO Y76 5G, since both devices actually carry the same price tag. Now because of that, I thought that I should do this very quick comparison video just to let some people out there who are thinking, and of course maybe help you out if you are also wondering the same question. So without further ado, let's just start off with the video right away. Now first up, we of course have to talk about the price here, and like I mentioned earlier on, both devices here are actually RM1299 in Malaysia, and for that you do get 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal memory. They're both the same on both devices, so you don't have to worry about being confused there. Now moving on, let's talk a little bit about the design. So design-wise, you can see that we have a very different kind of design language. On the Honor X9, we have this very nice design that actually looks like something a little bit more premium, like the Honor Magic 4 Pro. Besides that, you have this very cool circular camera cutout at the back that when you look at the device, you know that it is an Honor device. So very, very nice there. Overall, it feels great, and this titanium silver is actually one of my most favorite colors to date. It does look very cool and minimalist at the same time. Now moving on to the VIVO Y76, again this design is also quite nice. We also have the kind of matte back panel here. That means that you will not have any fingerprints on the back, and we also have this kind of gradient kind of look in terms of the colors, this blue purplish thing. So it really is down to your personal preference. Do you prefer something like this, which is a little bit more unique, or do you like something like this, which is a little bit more conventional? But both are actually quite good looking devices. Now moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about the displays at the front, because this is where things start to get a little bit different. Now on the Honor X9, you notice that we do have a slightly larger display, and you have to note that the phones themselves, they are actually of the same equal size, but because of the super slim bezels on the Honor X9, it is actually able to have a significantly larger display. So in terms of the numbers alone, we have a 6.81-inch display on the Honor X9, whereas on the VIVO itself, we only have a 6.58-inch display, and you can see a lot of head and chin on the VIVO device, which makes it not as modern looking as the Honor X9. So that's just my first observation that I have to point out. Apart from that, in terms of how smooth the devices feel, well, on the Honor itself, it does come with a 120Hz refresh rate, so everything is buttery smooth. 120Hz is really I would say the industry standard today for that very nice, pleasant experience. On the VIVO, on the other hand, it is not to say very slow and all that. It's actually 90Hz, so it's definitely not slow. It feels quite smooth as well, but just not as smooth as the 120Hz that you can get on the display of the Honor X9. So that's what I have to point out. Other than that, they both come at 1080p here, so they're both quite sharp and clear. But if you just want to see which one is the more superior display, right away you have to say that the win has to go to the Honor X9. Now moving on, let's talk a little bit about the processing power, because processing power is also very important when choosing your smartphone. Now in terms of the processor, the Honor X9 here uses a Snapdragon 695 5G, whereas the VIVO over here uses something from Dimensity, which is the Dimensity 700. Now based on performance alone, benchmark scores shows that it is much more stronger on the Snapdragon 695 than the Dimensity 700. So when you're playing games on the daily itself, you will feel it to be a little bit more smoother, apps will launch a little bit more quicker as well on the Honor X9 as compared to the VIVO Y76. However, in terms of internal memory, this is where the VIVO Y76 actually excels, because it actually supports a micro SD memory card. So you can actually expand your memory to get 256GB or 512GB or even higher, but you cannot do that on the Honor X9. So that's just something that you have to take note of. Now moving on, let's talk a little bit about the cameras at the back, because they don't just look different, but they also perform quite differently. Now on the Honor itself, we do have a 48MP main sensor, a 2MP depth, and a 2MP macro. Now on the VIVO Y76, we have a 50MP main sensor, a 2MP depth, as well as a 2MP macro. So if you notice what I just said, there are no ultra-wide sensors on both devices. However, we're going to look at the picture performance coming up from both the Honor X9 as well as the VIVO Y76. Now I noticed that today most camera phones are able to perform really well. So it really depends on what kind of photo do you prefer. Do you prefer something that looks a little bit more natural, true to life, or would you prefer something that is able to, give you that pop, a very vibrant kind of image that you can share instantly onto social media? So it's really down to your personal preference. However, I'm going to put photos side by side for you guys to see now so you can judge for yourself which kind of pictures do you actually prefer. Would you prefer the ones coming from the Honor X9, or do you actually prefer the ones coming from the VIVO Y76? Do let me know down in the comment section below. I really want to know your thoughts so I myself am able to find out what the general population really likes in terms of image quality. Alright, so now that we've done talking about the cameras, let's talk a little bit more about the battery, because again, it's a very different story here. Although, once again, both devices are about the same size, but we do have a 4800 mAh battery on the Honor X9, whereas we only have a 4100 mAh battery on the VIVO Y76. Now, when the Honor X9 is fully charged, Honor says it can give you up to 15.7 hours of YouTube, 16.8 hours of Facebook, or 10.4 hours of PUBG gaming. So apart from having the larger battery on the Honor X9, it also comes with way faster charging. This guy here supports 66 watt fast charge, whereas the VIVO only supports 33 watt fast charge. So in terms of the charging speeds, it will definitely be faster on the Honor X9, and that is definitely appreciated. Alright guys, at the end of the day, which device should you choose here? Well, honestly speaking, if my friends were to ask me the same question, I will have to say that in this particular case, you will have to choose the Honor X9. It just comes with so many things that is a little bit better than the VIVO Y76. Now, don't get me wrong, the VIVO Y76 is not a bad phone. However, at both similar price points here, it's just, you can see very clearly that the Honor X9 not only comes with, arguably a better design, it also comes with very cool display at the front with those super slim bezels and a higher refresh rate. Cameras wise, I would say, again, it's really down to your personal preference. In terms of the battery and the charging speeds, again, it is slightly stronger here on the Honor X9. So it's pretty much blowing away the competition that you can see here today. Alright guys, let me know what you think. Would you really choose the Honor, or would you still go with the VIVO? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, thank you guys for watching till the end of today's video. And I hope to see all of you guys in the next one. Stay safe, everybody. Bye!